Random you big. That's a great way to start. Let's try that again. Random review time. Hello. Disney, you may have heard, has embarked on the rather controversial process of remaking their old animated classics into live-action films, and Beauty and the Beast is the next one on the dock. All the buzz about it made me want to see the original 1991 version again, so I popped in our VHS tape. Seriously, it's a VHS. Remember these? Still works. And I thought I would share some of my thoughts on it with you. This might surprise some people, but I have never listed Beauty and the Beast as my favorite Disney movie. Probably because I always thought of it as my oldest sister's favorite, and so, of course, I had to pick a different favorite, you know? 3 sisters, 3 different favorites. Mine was Sleeping Beauty, because Tchaikovsky and Maleficent and Prince Philip, best prince ever. But as I've gotten older, I've realized, first, that sister thing was a lot of silliness, and I'm allowed to love Beauty and the Beast as much as anyone else in the family. And moreover, I do love Beauty and the Beast. I love it more every time I see it, and for so many reasons. Starting with the music, which is one of those winning Alan Menken and Howard Ashman combinations, and the only reason why my mom, who doesn't like cartoons, is willing to watch this movie. But this music is especially meaningful to me because of that one time in high school when I was invited to play in the orchestra pit for our community production of the stage show. I was playing the flute, but I was reading the oboe/English horn part. So anytime you hear the oboe in the score, that was me. Sounds exciting, right? It was actually one of my most stressful high school experiences. What with the nightmare of trying to keep up with the fast songs and always feeling like I was 15 measures behind and getting so nervous before each performance that I threw up, and then add to that the chaotic cocktail of excitement and angst over having my crush sitting behind me in the orchestra pit. Ugh, yikes. It was crazy, and I was so glad when it was over. I would not want to relive that experience again, but I did learn things from it, and even though I didn't want to hear the music again for a while, I'm over that now. It's all past. Anyway, back to the music. The voice actors were perfectly chosen. Paige O'Hara as Belle has a lovely voice, so full of character. Robbie Benson as the Beast. I seriously wonder, does the Beast have such intense blue eyes because he's voiced by Robbie Benson, or was that just a coincidence? Richard White as Gaston, which is funny because I know him now as Eric in the Yesterin Coppet Phantom musical, but he's perfect for Gaston because of his huge voice. Angela Lansbury as Mrs. Potts, classic. Jerry Orbach as Lumiere, and it really surprised my mom to find out that he was the voice. And can we just agree that Be Our Guest is one of the best big song and dance numbers in all of film musical history? It's so bombastic and showy and just classic Broadway, and Lumiere's charm and energy are so infectious, and I just love him more every time I watch the movie, especially his saucy back and forth with Cogsworth, voiced by David Ogden Stiers, who also doubles as the awesome narrator. So the voice actors are great, but they are also accompanied by great visuals. There are some moments in this where I involuntarily think, wow, I love the way the camera just swoops around Belle, and then I realize, whoops, there is no camera. It's animation. It's just so convincing. I love the moment when Belle swings on that bookshelf ladder in the town library, and when the Beast comes to her rescue and stands protectively over her in the snow. And then there's that splendiferous reveal of one of the most beautiful libraries in all of cinema, animated or otherwise. Also one of the most potentially life-threatening libraries. Seriously, the top shelf is so high, you'd probably get a nosebleed up there. And if you fall, you'd better hope the Beast is ready to catch you before you break your head on that gorgeously expensive-looking floor. And let's talk about my favorite scene, the Something There scene. It's great. It shows the changing relationship and its effect on the main characters and the background characters. And there's snow and jingle bells, and Belle's costume is gorgeous, and the Beast is totally lovable, and he gets to sing! And it's like, what is this? He could sing like that? And this is the first time I'm hearing it? The only time? Why didn't he get to sing before? And why does he only get this one verse? Hats off to Robbie Benson, who I'm pretty sure is doing his own singing. The Beast's speaking voice and roaring and everything is awesome. But that one verse where he sings just blows me away every time. Now, you know me, I always like to include a little bit of constructive criticism in all the reviews, even the most positive ones. So, here are a couple things. In the last act, what's up with Chip escaping from the castle? That kid, Teacup, doesn't get away with anything. So, how did he manage to get away with that? Did Mrs. Potts secretly send him as like a contingency plan? I just kind of feel like it's pretty unlikely he'd manage to get away. Also, I'm a horrible person, but the Beast's transformation into the prince. My reaction is always like, that's what you look like? I guess it could grow on me. Beauty lies within, it's not about what a person looks like on the outside, blah blah. Look, maybe if they hadn't tried so hard to make Prince Adam, or whatever his name is, look like some kind of model of physical perfection with his flowing locks and his Michelangelo-like sculpted features, I wouldn't have been so put off. I don't know, it just seemed a bit much. Maybe if he'd been in the movie for a couple more minutes, I would have come around, I could have gotten used to it. But as it is, I always feel like, who's this guy? Really though, Beauty and the Beast is one of those kids' films that's truly entertaining and enjoyable for all ages. I have seen a few adaptations of the timeless fairy tale now, and I think I still like this one best. About the remake coming in March. I don't feel like it's necessary at all, but I also don't feel 100% opposed to it either. The more I hear about it, I can't help getting excited. From day one, I've had one big question: is it a musical? And I mean characters, all of them, singing, dancing, not just music in the background, not just, one song. And if it is a musical, is If I Can't Love Her going to be in it? I've done some research, and everything that I find points to it being a musical, just like I Want. And allegedly, there are going to be 2 songs included from the stage show that were not in the original film. I just don't know which ones. So I'm going to be optimistic and hope that one of them is If I Can't Love Her, which is one of the biggest of the new songs, but I'm also going to try not to think about it too much and not to get my hopes up too high, because when we do that, we often end up getting disappointed. So Beauty and the Beast, go ahead and let me know what you think about it. Do you love it? Are you going to see the new one? Any other adaptations that you like? Fire away. Thanks for watching!